Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary O'Connor, and I'm Secretary of the Board of Directors of the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation, and in my day job, I manage the Aviation Safety Program at the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. This evening, we are honored to have on our show Ms. Aimee Moore. She's a very well-rounded pilot with a great resume with all different types of flying. Aimee has also been recently hired as a pilot with an airline in Alaska. Aimee, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Can you start by telling us a little bit about what got you interested in being a pilot?
Well, I grew up in Alaska. My dad had a plane when I was growing up, and my worldview was all adults had a pilot's license. And so when I was about 23, I started flight training, and later on determined that chasing the almighty dollar was not what it was about, and moved back to Alaska to build my flight time and head for the airlines.
So what types of aviation jobs did you have that led up to you being an airline pilot?
Oh, it was a long road, Mary. The first flying I did was with Civil Air Patrol, and that was a fantastic time of learning about Alaska and the weather and the equipment. I did some flight seeing tours. I ended up out in Nome as Director of Operations for an air taxi, and I did some helicopter flying along the way, and eventually got on with my first regional carrier.
So you did some pretty cool flying in Nome.
Nome was interesting. Nome was very challenging. We actually had two certificates, one that had scheduled service and we hauled mail and freight, and another one that had more of the off-airport activities, which was the reindeer herding and helicopters, hauling hunters and miners and other activities. So it was a great way to see part of the state and have some really exciting experiences.
So you have a helicopter rating, correct?
I do. I actually have a ATP in the helicopter, as well as a single-engine ATP and a multi-engine ATP.
Wow. How do you think that flying in a helicopter has made you a better fixed-wing pilot, or has it?
Oh, absolutely. As I was learning the helicopter, and particularly in the winter and the spring flying, where you have really rapidly changing weather, what I found with the helicopter is it's so versatile that when things get a little bit tough, or when it starts to get marginal, when the weather's on its way down, the helicopter, you can do a 180 real quickly and get out of there. You can stop, you can wait. And so with the helicopter, it made me a lot more cautious in the airplane, that I realized I didn't have the same options that the helicopter afforded me.
So would you say that flying a helicopter is more fun or more challenging?
It's absolutely both. It's so much more fun in that the ability, the places you can go, the places you can just, if you see something, you just stop and take a look at it. Whereas an airplane, you really have to plan that out. You have to have a spot that you can land. You have to, an airstrip or a sandbar. And a helicopter, of course, you need a lot less space to be able to do some of the landings or survey very interesting spots. The airplane, of course, you can see a whole lot more territory. You can go a lot further because of the speeds that are involved. But in terms of just enjoyment, I definitely prefer the helicopter.
So do you have a favorite type of aircraft?
I think my all-time favorite is the Beaver. I think that radial engine.
There's nothing like that noise, is there?
Yeah, it's not noise, it's music. That'd be my first, and then almost any helicopter after that.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Aimee. It's been a real pleasure having you on our show, and we look forward to talking with you some more on our next show.
Thank you, Mary.
This program is sponsored by the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation. If you enjoy the program, I encourage you to attend our Fall Safety Seminar, which is going to be held this year on Saturday, November 15th at the Assembly Chambers at the Lusac Library here in Anchorage. Our theme is Winter is Coming, and we'll be featuring some weather information and some scenarios that might help you with your winter flying. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, remember to always file a flight plan and fly safely.